Hey guys, I'm Tiffany and I'm here to do Free Tarot Friday. I'm using the Golden Tarot deck by Cat Black. It's just kind of my standard deck. I like it because it's a traditional tarot deck, but I'm also going to use a non-traditional deck today, the Ascended Masters deck. It's a Doreen Virtue deck, and I just like it to get a little bonus information, a bonus card. So let's start. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you to visit all of our offers at wiseskiescollective.com. And what we're going to do is do a little weekend reading for every sign in the zodiac, starting at Aries, going all the way through Pisces. So if you know your sun, moon, and rising sign, you can watch for all three. The best way to watch this is just with a playful spirit, with a playful heart. Tarot cards are entertainment. But we do intentionally connect with spirit, so that hopefully the majority of the people watching will get a message that resonates. And if it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. It's not going to 100% of the time. But for now, my intention is just to speak some clarity and wisdom um, from spirit to you guys. And we're just going to see what messages are available first for Aries. Just clearing the deck for Aries. Just clearing the deck for Aries, checking in, tuning into spirit. What is it that our Aries need to know for the weekend ahead? All right. Okay, so Aries, it looks like we're better off with a little bit of alone time. The Hermit, he has to go into the woods by himself in order to get the light. So the real thing that we're talking about here, Aries, is a different perspective. And I just feel like you kind of got maybe in somebody else's business, or somebody else is kind of trying to get in your business. It's almost like you asked for help and then they gave it to you and it's not what you had in mind, and it ended up draining you and taking more time away. That's what that feels like to me. And it just feels like I said, like it's energetically draining you. It might be draining you financially too. It might have actually cost you some money, but you're like, geez, so my advice for you, Aries, is to unplug. Okay, just unplug, turn everything off, turn the devices off. Clear yourself from all of the EFTs. There's some great products out there. Our family uses the Sparrow cases, Spero, I believe, for our phones. Um, but the idea is to truly unplug. And let's just get a second card. A whole bunch fell out for our Aries friends. An Ascended Master to overlight their weekend, someone they can lean into, turn towards. Thoth, the card of writing. So Aries, maybe in your alone time, maybe in your unplug, you take your journal with you and you write through some things. I posted a really cool journal prompt about braving. It's a Brene Brown thing, and I posted it because Jupiter moved into Pisces yesterday. We're going to get Jupiter in Pisces for 2 months, and it's kind of a preview of what will be coming when Jupiter officially moves into Pisces next year in 2022. And I want you guys to know that there's a lot coming in 2022, especially for United States of America citizens. I'm working on our Pluto return overview, and I do think that we're going to start seeing stuff like that soon. But my whole point is, Aries, spend some time journaling, unplug. There's a lot of stuff brewing, and May, again, the best month to kind of rewrite the course of your life here. So writing also gets it out of your head and into paper, into the physical, so you can start to use all of the elements, air, earth. You might burn it, fire. You might put the ashes in the river, water, right? And it starts to be this alchemical process. Okay, cool. So let's look for Taurus. Somebody's going to have to help me because my comment moderation I can't see. I don't know. So I'll look at the comments afterwards and reply. So Taurus, just clearing the deck for our Taurus friends. Clearing for Taurus. What do our Taurus need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some fun, entertaining information. Okay, these are what fell over. Okay. All right, Taurus. So look, we get the Broken Heart card upside down. We get the Five of Swords. This is just like feeling cheated, feeling like there's somebody with an unfair advantage. Feeling like you've been had, and a lot of times my discussions with you guys around this revolves around not Taurus specifically, but with people, when you feel had, when you feel brokenhearted. Sorry, yeah, it's more like, where did I set the ball rolling? Where could I have nipped this in the bud sooner? There are many things that we can do to kind of course correct a little bit earlier. So maybe taking a weekend to grieve and to feel sad and to feel, bummed out, but remembering the four agreements too, not making any assumptions. Don't make any assumptions about what somebody else is doing. We create our lives based on what we think that other people are thinking. It's so effed. You know what I mean? So just be cautious. Be aware of that. Feel your feelings, and then don't set the ball rolling for heartache in the future. Look at your patterns. Really go over it. What's draining and what's life giving? What are your goals? What are income producing activities? What are love affirming activities? What makes you feel solid, stable, and set your weekend up for success with that. I'm not saying don't feel your feelings or don't be sad. I'm just saying be aware. Just be aware as you walk through it. And an ascended master pull here. Go now. All right. So if some of you guys needed a message to go now, here it is. Serapis Bey is the ascended master that you can lean on. You can look into what his special powers are, but the extra message is yes, go forward. All right, so let's clear the deck for Gemini. If you guys love these readings, I am finishing up a membership option called the Wise Skies Collective, and we are going to be doing these readings, but much more in depth, much longer, and over the course of a month. The price point is $20 a month, and there are other goodies. So please let me know if that interests you, and it'll be on the new website soon. Okay. All right, clearing for Gemini. Just getting some basic fundamental info for our Geminis this weekend. All right, Geminis, let's see. Normally, you're great at multitasking, right? Normally, you're great at multitasking, but what I'm seeing is that you have spread yourself too thin. There's too much going on here. We've got the Five of Cups reversed. It's like there's some latent grief, some things that you have avoided feeling, or you're like in that avoidant acceptance kind of role, sometimes where we have to avoid things in order to feel accepted. These are like the kids that were neglected, the babies that cried and weren't picked up, right? Like, so some of that might be bubbling up for you, this idea that there's some latent grief, something that I can't deal with right now, and it's trying to come out of your body. It might surface in relationships. It might surface in decisions. This is the card of indecision, and it's reversed, and so I feel like you're going to have a lot of peace of mind, a lot of freedom if you'll just make a decision anyways. Just roll with it anyways. Just make a decision to get that physical peace. The Three of Cups, you know what I think about this, right? Like, yes, it's a drunken festival, like ACL, 8 o'clock, sunset, your favorite band is playing, like that's the Three of Cups. Also, the Three of Cups is three in a relationship, right? And so to me, there's just too much. Like I said, you're normally great at multitasking, and right now it's just too much. You need to pull back, rest, recuperate. Another message of unplugging at a different level here. All right, so let's clear for our Geminis. Okay. I look over to the side not because something's going on. It's like spirit. All right, Lord Maitreya, one of the Buddhas, the power of joy. All right, Gemini, so your homework this weekend is to make a list of all the things that you really, really like doing, that you're really, really good at doing. So Nadine says that live didn't show up on the main page. Yes, right, just the inner circle. So Nadine, yes, we're just doing it on this group page because we got a lot of weird trolls on the main page, so we're just kind of doing it over here. In our secret, private, safe zone. And then this is also shared on YouTube, so it's replayed on YouTube for people too. Okay, so let's clear the deck for our Cancer friends. Just clearing the deck for Cancer, seeing what our Cancer friends need to hear. Thank you, Spirit. What is it our Cancer friends need to hear? I'm going to get a good shuffle in. Okay. Okay. All right, Cancer. We just pulled the Death card recently. in our daily pulls. You know, in the death card, like I was telling you guys that song "Closing Time," you know, where it's like time to go. Basically, the song from Semisonic. If you were a '90s grunge fan, but the idea here is that it's time to go. Something's over. You know, closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You can't occupy space here. You can't live rent free. You know what I mean? Like it's just time to go. Death card. Something is over. Something is completed. You know. And honestly, it's like a lot of work. Whatever this completion is, it's like really, really heavy on you. It's stuff that only you can do. That you would like to delegate, but you can't. The Ten of Wands is like the most amount of effort. The wands are, it's like taking all of the action. So this can look like a move and having to do a lot of work around it. This can look like a breakup and taking all of the emotional responsibility. This can look like saying no to a job and still having all of the responsibility left. You know what I mean? Uh, so I want to say that there's a lot of cancers experiencing some tension, that something's coming to a close, something's ending, and it just feels like a lot right now. Don't worry, you know, let it go, because right on the other side you get the star card. It's going to feel so good when you move on, when you feel that sense of completion, when you walk through all of the stages of grief or denial or whatever might be going on in the background. And just keep looking in the right direction. You know, you're going to get exactly where you want to go. Keep your faith strong. You know, everything's going to be okay. All right. So, an extra card for our Cancer friends. Let's clear for Cancer. You can do it. All right. So, a good message of hope for Cancers goes along with Archangel Michael. It's like, yeah, you're going through a tough time. There's a lot there. There's some heavy things, but you can do it. You know, you have survived 100% of your toughest days, right? All right, let's clear for Leo. Let's clear for our Leos. Clear for our Leo friends. What do our Leo friends need to hear? Clearing for Leo. Clearing for Leo. Just a fun weekend read for Leos. All right, we get the Ace of Swords reversed, a Six of Coins, a Wheel of Fortune. To me, it just looks like kind of risky business. It looks like you're gambling. It looks like a lot's on the line. It might be that you need to consider how you look, how you come across, because it's like you've been given this really cool opportunity. Maybe somebody's taken a chance on you. Maybe you're taking a chance on yourself. It feels like you're really all in something, but you just need to be careful about how you're coming across. You might be coming across as very self-righteous, very know-it-all, and it looks like you could use some humility. Sorry, that's what it looks like right here. And so, you know, just having some self-awareness is all. And even saying that to people, like, hey, I don't mean to come across as knowing everything. I certainly don't think I know everything. You know, what's your approach here? Like, that might be some useful medicine for your medicine bag this weekend. And then additionally, you've got Isis, and she's about balancing career and home life, right? So knowing that you have put all your eggs in one basket over here, you're taking a risk, you're going forward with something, some big cool project, or you haven't and you've just been stuck at home and you're ready to move forward. It's like that balance, that give and take is going to be important for many of the Leos watching. Okay. All right, let's clear for our Virgo friends. Let's clear for Virgos and see what our Virgo friends have to say or need to hear. What are the angels guiding our Virgos want to come through and say? All right, Justice card reversed. Let's see. Okay. All right. So, like often the message we get is that something's got to change. You know, something feels very unfair in your world right now. Like whether it's a system, I don't know if it's at work or at home or globally, or if it has to do with the politics or the health, you know, the world health scene. Just something feels very unfair and off balance to you, and it just has you kind of down. You know, it has you upset. You know, something is definitely off in your world here, and you're just ready for change. You're ready for positive change, and it has to start with you. It has to start with the way that you think about things. Because the truth is, the world's probably not going to change. It's probably not going to get better real quick. We're facing really intense astrology all the way through 2025. So I'm going to say, if you're counting on outside circumstances to change in order for you to feel better, probably not going to happen. So we want to start the different action that we want to take is kind of turning back that love that we've been looking for out there, that connection, that peace, that healing, that sense of balance that we'd like to see in the world, and just kind of starting here. Like, let there be peace, let it begin with me, you know? Um, yeah, maybe that'll resonate with some guys, some of you Virgos, maybe not. Let's just clear for an extra layer of info. It says, focus upon your strengths, Apollo. I like that because it goes with this Ace of Cups that's reversed. That's what I'm saying. Like, focus back on you. Focus on your strengths. Focus on what's going well. Look for the helpers, like that type of a thing, and stay focused on what's positive. If you guys haven't seen the movie Superhuman, it's available on Amazon Prime. I'm sure other places too. But that is what's coming up as a great idea for Virgos. The power of your thoughts is incredible. It's incredible. And we are superhuman. And so it's like so amazing what our thoughts can do, So just remembering the great responsibility you have to not be overcritical and focus on what's not going well. It's not like, it's really powerful what you can do with your own mind, and when you connect with others too. All right, let's clear the deck for Libra, see what our Libra friends need to hear for the weekend. Clearing for Libras. Okay. 4 coins reverse, a tower in the world. Whew. All right. So to me, this looks like big financial changes. It's like easy come, but easy go. Maybe you had a big expense. Maybe there was a surprise money situation. But it looks like something is kind of destabilizing or feels destabilizing. It may not be money. It just feels like energetically very, very unstable, that things are breaking down. And that does match the astrology. We've got these 3 Uranus-Saturn squares. The next one's coming up in June. I think we're starting to feel it now. And so I know that you Libras are very sensitive to the patterns of the world. And so this feels like very volcanic. And so if the volcano takes you by surprise, it's really, really scary. But if you know it's coming, you can embrace it. I was thinking about our snow apocalypse we had here in Texas during the first Saturn-Uranus square this year back in February. And it was like death and snow, and I mean real death, like people dying on the streets, snow, no electricity, black, gray, white, death, right? And now we're having a beautiful spring. Things are blooming in different patterns. Things are like epic growth. And so it's like, that this destruction is happening. This something is being taken away, something's fading, something's breaking down, and you're just not going to be able to hold it together. But right on the other side is this world card. So Libra, I'm not worried about you guys either. I feel like the more you let go, then the better chance you have of things working out, So, okay, oops, I didn't shuffle, so you don't get Apollo 2. Let's see which Ascended Master would be best to overlight our Libra friends for the weekend ahead. Okay. Listened, Manjushri. All right, so getting the card of listen. Listening has to do with meditation, but it also has to do with like noticing, might be another word for listen in this case. It's like, notice the time. Do I see an angel number? Notice the street sign. Does it have something? Is there a double meaning? Is there another layer? Is there a metaphor? So listening being a great keyword for any Libras doing some seeking. All right, and let's clear the deck now for our Scorpio friends. Just a reminder, if you're like, what astrology mumbo jumbo are you talking about, Tiffany? That we offer a digital astrology calendar. There's a free version on our website that's this current month. You can also buy the whole year for $35. I'm working on 2022, and I'm working on a special article for us on about 2022, and I'm excited to share that in a podcast soon too. Okay, Scorpio. Please set aside what I think I know about the Scorpio reading and let us have a clear piece of advice, cosmic wisdom from the unseen world. Just reaching out to all Scorpios in the field of unconditional love and infinite wisdom where all things are possible. Okay. Okay. All right, Scorpio, don't worry. Don't worry, Scorpio. We've got the Four of Swords reversed, which is like everything's telling you to give it a rest. Everything's telling you to stop. Everything's telling you to put it down, and you're just not. You know what I mean? What you are willing to do is something different, something completely new, something out of character. It's so easy for us Scorpios, like fixed water, you know, to come across as icy, to come across as like we think we're being honest and direct, you know, but some people don't receive us like that, you know. And so taking a different approach can be helpful. Taking a different approach, and also maybe taking the advice to rest some. Um, I know I'm not going to, right? So there, here we go. The card of the rebel next to the card of like, you know. Anyways, the option is to rest. I know for me, I have a bee day tomorrow. Saturday's a big beekeeping day for me tomorrow, and then Sunday we have a big drive day, and so I know that I'm not going to really get true rest in the sense of like lay down and take it easy, but maybe it is rest in the sense of like unplugging from life to get some major, you know, stuff accomplished in the next couple of days. Now, I know at a deeper level, right, you've got three major arcana cards going on here. We've got the Strength, the Chariot, the Sun. They're all reversed right now. And so I know that some of you Scorpios are feeling a little bit of upside down. You're feeling like you might be in your own way somewhat. I know that you're calling on some great inner strength. I know that you're having to use some depth of character, and that you are trying to go forward in the best way that you know how. And so, honestly, my message for you Scorpios is to just keep shining your light, keep moving forward, forge your own way. You were born under a different star. Be true to yourself, be honest, listen for advice, take what resonates, leave the rest, and just kind of, you know, keep going. Keep going. Okay. Ascended Masters for Scorpio. Jesus. Open your heart to love. So we were talking yesterday. My daughter and I were going to a self-defense class. We go to Del Sol Yoga and Kung Fu, and on the way there, there's a big sign about this one church, and it's like da 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 Jesus. It's like, so it's funny to me to get this card again, because on the way there she was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, the sign for Jesus," and I'm like, "What? Where? I didn't see it." And on the way back, and she goes, "There it is! I found Jesus!" And so we had this whole like joke thing going. So, um, you know, the angels, the ascended masters, have a sense of humor. We can lighten up a little bit. Open your heart to love. You know, open your heart to advice from a different source. You know what I mean? So here's the message for you Scorpios: open your heart to love. What's most loving for you right now? What's most loving for you may not look like what everybody else thinks it should be, you know? All right, let's clear the deck for our Sagittarius friends. Clear for our Sag friends, just clearing for our Sag friends. Thanks for laughing at my joke, Nadine. All right, clearing for our Sag friends. What do our Sagittarius friends need to know for the weekend ahead? All right, we got the Five of Swords, we got the King of Wands, the Magician, the Seven of Cups here, and the World. So Sag, it looks like, you know, sometimes we can get in our own way. You know, here's like this is the card where life starts to feel unfair, that we're at a disadvantage, that, you know, you're maybe not feeling like you're living your full potential. You know what I mean? It just feels like things aren't quite. I say that because we also got the King of Wands reversed here, so we're not quite doing everything that we could be doing, you know, to live our big, beautiful, fullest expression of our lives here. And so this is, the Magician is a reminder that you have all the tools, you have everything you need. It's just like, start using the tools. You know what I mean? You have a lot of options, and sometimes that can put you in analysis paralysis instead of being like daydreaming and excited about the options. You do need to kind of dial it down and be clear with the universe on what option that you want to go forward with. The world here says that it's time to get out of ego and be into your highest service, you know. So maybe the question isn't what do I want to do, but how can I be of service in this place? You know, what is my best? The world card reminds us, if you read it in the deck, it's like one person can change the world. You know what I mean? One person can change the world, make it a better place. Can also go in another direction too. But there's some advice, some ideas for you, really to just kind of get out of this idea that things are unfair or not going well, and just change it. You know, just change it. You can change it. And then some extra advice for our Sagittarius. Clear for our Sag. Energy healing. So Merlin. So, you know, Merlin is kind of cool because we always look at Merlin like, oh, Reiki, oh, like magic, oh, like sorcery, oh, like, you know, stuff like that, higher arts, wisdom, the owl energy. But also, Merlin went through a period of isolation, loneliness, separation, and it was these kind of like childhood traumas really that made him the magician that he is. So he had to have shit go really, really wrong, really, really south before he had something to transform and be alchemical with. Merlin, it really is the same card of the magician. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, one of the great kings. You know, there's the Leo king, but Jupiter is also one of the kings in astrology. If you follow Stephen Forrest, that's how he teaches it, right? And so this idea that you've got some king energy, and that you have the ability to transform it, you know, very powerful read for you guys. So very powerful opportunity it looks like in the weekend ahead. All right, so let's clear the deck. Who's after Sag? Capricorn. Let's clear for our Capricorn friends. Clearing the deck for Capricorn. Just a reminder that the May forecast is up at wiseskiescollective.com. Also on the podcast. It really helps when you rate and subscribe and share it. All my readings this last week were from podcast listeners. So it really helps the Wise Skies business when you do that stuff, and I really do appreciate it very, very much. All right, so let's clear for our Capricorn friends. Just clearing the deck for Capricorn. Clearing for Cap. Okay, all right then. I think we've had this a couple times for you guys, Capricorn. So we get the Hermit card again. This need to unplug. Like, maybe you didn't take me seriously the last couple of weeks, but this time I want you to take me seriously, because it seems to be this lack of unplugging is really kind of getting to you. It's like this material world person versus this natural world person, and not really not feeling like you're able to balance those material needs with those more primal natural needs to connect with the earth. Does that make sense to you guys? Also for Capricorns, we get the, sorry, is that Knight? I thought it said King. Knight of Cups reversed here. So, you know, I feel like you've got some emotions that have built up. Like, there's some emotions that have built up, and some time alone would really help you. Now, if you're just going to spend time alone avoiding, that's not really good time alone. The time alone we're talking about here is time to process. And so if you're the kind of Capricorn that can't access your feelings easily, you could like watch a sad movie, you could listen to a sad song, you could watch the freaking Dodo channel on Facebook. I got hooked on that the other day because of all of the animal stories. Like, that'll make you cry, I promise. So finding something to kind of trigger that latent grief has come up a couple of times throughout the reading today, but I would definitely suggest unplugging, getting a different perspective. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm just going to keep repeating myself. So Capricorns that need a little extra love, that need a little extra touch from the unseen world, what could they rely on for our Capricorns? Thank you. All right. Let go. Let it go. Kuan Yin. All right. So Kuan Yin. Something for extra for the Capricorns to work with this weekend. Beautiful healing energy. Okay. So sometimes we let things go. We say we let things go, and then we keep doing them in our mind. That's not real recovery, right? That's emotional drinking. And so really, it's like drinking on Fridays and saying you're sober, right? And so let it go can be like something that you've you've started behaving differently, but maybe mentally you're still kind of attached to the outcome. So there's a message for you to let it go. Easier said than done, right? Read the 4 agreements. All right, let's clear for Aquarius. Just clearing the deck for our Aquarius friends. What do our Aquarius friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Okay, one here and then shuffle, they say. All right. All right, Aquarius, we got the card of Aquarius, so I know we're onto something here. We've got the 3 of Wands reversed. This could be a trip that got delayed, or a trip that you wanted to take that isn't really coming back around. This is a journey. This is something that you have to go on, and it's something that you have to go on alone. So a journey that you have to go on alone. It's requiring your greatest inner strength, right? It's requiring a lot of you. So I know that you're being tested. I know that some of the things that you're facing are deep and rooted to the core, and you're just in it. It looks like you're just in it right now. But we do get the Star card, and so this is just a reminder to make the decisions that are best for you. That there's really nobody else that's going to rescue you. There's nobody looking out for you. That's not to be sad. It's just like, go for it. If you have an opportunity to shine, really go for it. Really choose what you want out of this. Choose your own adventure. This is the Money card, and I know I have at least one Aquarius that I read for this week who I know this is going to speak to. This is about taking a big loan, right? This is about using money responsibly, and so not getting scared that you're going to mess it up, not getting scared that you're going to do it wrong, or not getting scared of not knowing what to do with some new energy, So ideas for Aquarius out there, you can take it or leave it, but the Star card does represent Aquarius, and it is the water bearer, and it means that you have useful tools. And if you have forgotten what your strengths are, maybe reading Strengths Finder would be helpful for you. Also, you get the card of listen. So a couple Libras and Aquarius, the card of listening. Listening comes in many forms, not only just meditation, simple, quiet, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose, but also looking for signs, looking for metaphysical signposts, right? The lyrics to a song, picking up a book that you haven't read in a long time and noticing the words hit you differently. Listening to a reading that you had done a while back and just listening to it again. Putting on some good music, receiving information is the idea here. Last but not least, our sweet Pisces. Our Pisces. Let's clear for our Pisces friends. What is it that our Pisces need to hear for the weekend? Clearing for Pisces. I'm going to do some shuffling here. Did I read for any Pisces this last week? For any of you guys? I don't know. All right, let's clear the deck for Pisces and just get a clear piece of information for the Pisces that are watching. Okay, all right. Nice work, Pisces. All the good ones. So, Ten of Cups reversed, still positive. This is like a happy family. This is like a second family. This is like a second chance at love. This is something coming later in life. This is like having a whole family that you've raised and graduated and starting another one. You know what I mean? This is also just a feeling of abundance delayed. There's a lot of ways you can interpret that, right? Abundance delayed. This feeling of love fulfilled. Finally, you know what I mean? You also get the 3 of Wands. So this is another journey that you've had to go alone on. It's almost like you really had to be alone completely before you could start feeling this and accepting this level of love that's coming your way. Same thing here. We've got the 6 of Coins and the Star. The only thing different next is the 9 of Cups. Now you do get your wish. You do get your wish. Just be careful because it might not be all that fulfilling anyways. So how can you be a helper? How can you be generous and just trying to stay out of yourself as much as possible, um, is how I'm going to interpret that. Just kind of not taking things personally and just being willing to go with the flow of life is what that looks like. You know, it's so much easier to go with the flow of life, right, Pisces? And so we're not forcing, we're not managing, we're not maintaining, we're not complaining, we're not arguing, we're not defending, we're just going with the flow of life, observing what is, and breathing in and out, right? Noticing. Okay, an extra card for our Pisces. Lady Nada, one of my spiritual teachers works with her a lot. This energy has to do with paying attention to mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, the divine feminine, Venus, you know. There's a lot of lore around Venus and Sanat Kumara, having to do with bees and chickens, and one of the acupuncture points on our planet that I could get really spacey with you really quickly, but Lady Nada for Pisces is a beautiful energy to look into. You can Google her and see what resonates. All right, guys, so we've made it to the end of our May 14th readings. I hope they've been useful for you. If you have appreciated anything I've said and have a couple dollars for my Venmo or PayPal, I really do appreciate the virtual tips. They go a long way. And if you can't donate or don't want to, then please pay it forward. Please really, really do pay it forward. I feel like if everybody watching just paid it forward, man, what a cool Friday afternoon we could create. You know what I mean? And we're doing it together. All we have is this moment here now, this present moment. This is the one that we have. And so anybody that is down, that's looking to these readings for a little bit of upliftment, a little bit of hope, I hope you've received it. Just a closing card for all of us. Four of Cups, gratitude. So doing your gratitude list. What else? Cutting the deck here. Fertility, Pan. I'm not giving us that one. All right. Clear. Trust. I'll take it. Vishnu, trust, gratitude, Four of Cups. That's what we need. All right. Trust. Man, trust has been such a huge theme in all of my daily readings lately. I remember there was an old talk that Guru Mai gave on trust and how, like, she likened it to trust is in the way that we use it to mean money, you know, like this kind of savings trust. It's very interesting. So there's a lot of word stuff, you know, like for that word, for trust, right? So playing with that as a theme for your weekend. It can just look like this, you know, your will, not mine. Thy will be done, all right? So I hope you guys have had an awesome time, and thank you for listening. And I love you so much. My heart goes out to you guys. Until we can work together again, namaste. And